Facebook or Snapchat. Maybe the news, blog posts, Twitter, Telegram, Reddit, even Netflix. Or maybe you were just told about it. If you're anything like myself and the people around me, you would have not just seen or heard about this trial on one of these platforms, but all of them. For weeks on end, TikTok feeds and YouTube recommendations were flooded with content and clips of this trial. In fact, I didn't even show any interest in the trial, but I would still see hundreds of clips and videos on my social media platforms. But why did this happen? In the month of April 2022, the trial of Amber Heard and Johnny Depp began. But this wasn't the only trial that had started within this time frame. Ghislaine Maxwell, a former worker for Jeffrey Epstein, whose role was to lure in young women for Jeffrey, also had a trial within these dates. She was luring in girls as young as 14 years old for Jeffrey. In 2005, police in Palm Beach, Florida began investigating Epstein after a parent reported that he had sexually abused her 14-year-old daughter. Epstein pleaded guilty and was convicted in 2008 by a Florida state court of procuring a child for prostitution and of soliciting a prostitute. Federal officials had identified 36 young girls. Later, after Epstein's arrest, he committed suicide in his waiting cell while he was still in custody. But how has this got anything to do with the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial? When Epstein was taking advantage of young girls and holding them on his island, he would often have other famous and very wealthy individuals join him on a vacation, where these individuals would partake in the illegal process of underage prostitution. As it goes, Donald Trump, Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton, Kevin Spacey, and many more were all supposedly taking part in Epstein's scandalous vacations. And so, while Ghislaine Maxwell faced her trial, it's believed that the elite, otherwise known as the Illuminati, played a part in controlling the system and silencing this event as much as possible to avoid the potential threat of Maxwell's client list being shared, as this would have heavily destroyed the reputation and life of anyone I mentioned. Unfortunately, during this trial, no additional names were leaked. However, when we take a look at the bigger picture, it becomes scary to see how much power that the people in control have, and what they're willing to do to stay anonymous. As the Depp and Heard trial was televised and put everywhere on the internet, the Maxwell-Epstein trial was not allowed to be recorded, and we didn't see any content, footage, or even mentions of one of the world's largest cases, as federal and state trials have different rules for cameras in the courtroom. The media was flooded with the Depp and Heard trial, yet the Maxwell trial was silenced. It happened right before our eyes with no media, no videos, no recordings, and no mentions, as a doing by the people in control who were scared for their reputation. This quite clearly indicates that what we see on the news or social media isn't just there for no good reason. It's purposefully put in front of us, maybe to change our perspectives or to change our view on the world, or maybe certain individuals.
Is this the verdict of the jury?